Top 12 PPC Optimization Agents for Bidding, Budgeting, and Creative Research Snapshot, July 31st, 2026. The best pay-per-click optimization agent depends on where the advertising is bought and which decisions the system is allowed to make. Native platforms such as Google Ads, Meta, Microsoft Advertising, and Amazon Ads have the lowest bidding latency because their algorithms operate inside the auction itself. Independent platforms such as Sky, Smartly, Optimizer, Marin One, PackView, and Quartile add broader connectors, cross-channel budgeting, workflow governance, and centralized reporting. The most important finding is that attributed return on advertising spend is not the same as incremental return on advertising spend. Multi-touch attribution can help explain customer journeys, but it does not necessarily prove that advertising caused the conversion. Geo-experiments, user-level holdouts, conversion lift studies, and carefully designed incrementality models are stronger tools for deciding where the next advertising dollar should go. There is also no reliable public apples-to-apples performance benchmark comparing all 12 products. Vendor case studies frequently report higher return on advertising spend, lower cost per acquisition, or increased sales, but they use different baselines, attribution windows, conversion delays, spend levels, and test designs. The rankings below therefore emphasize documented capabilities, control, measurement quality, and operational resilience, rather than treating vendor-reported performance claims as interchangeable. How the comparison was conducted. Each agent was assessed on 6 dimensions. Bid optimization, whether it changes bids at auction time, hourly, intraday, or on a scheduled basis. Budget pacing, whether it can prevent early overspending, reallocate budgets, and react to demand shocks. Creative testing, whether it supports controlled creative experiments, dynamic creative optimization, or merely generates variance. Data connectivity, whether it connects advertising platforms with first-party sales, customer relationship management, product, inventory, margin, or offline data. Measurement, whether it supports multi-touch attribution, incrementality, geo-experiments, conversion lift, or only platform-reported conversions. Governance and risk control, whether it provides approval queues, immutable change histories, rollback, brand safety controls, and protection against overfitting noisy signals. At-a-glance comparison. For the full table, please open this article on AIAgentStore.ai. These are capability rankings, not guaranteed performance rankings. A smaller account with clean conversion data may perform better with a native platform than with an expensive enterprise agent. A large retailer with inventory, margin, and marketplace data may obtain more value from PackView or Sky than from a native search bidding system. Google Ads Smart Bidding and Performance Max Google is the strongest native option for advertisers whose major spending occurs across Google Search, Shopping, YouTube, Display, Demand Gen, and Performance Max. Smart Bidding uses auction time signals and adjusts bids for individual auctions rather than relying only on periodic campaign-level changes. It also pools query-level information across campaigns and accounts, which can help low-volume keywords benefit from broader conversion data. Why it ranks first. Google has one of the most complete native loops: auction time bidding, conversion value optimization, shared budgets and portfolio strategies, product feed integration, native creative and asset experiments, data-driven attribution, user-based and geo-based conversion lift, brand suitability and placement controls, change history and experiment workflows. Google Ads experiments support campaign setting tests, smart bidding tests, landing page tests, ad variations, and asset experiments. Conversion lift can report incremental conversions, incremental conversion value, incremental cost per action, and incremental return on advertising spend. Geo-based studies can use aggregated geographic units and offline data. Important limitations. Google's strongest optimization happens inside Google's own ecosystem. It does not independently decide whether the next dollar should go to Google Search, Meta, Amazon, or a retail media network. Performance Max also gives advertisers less granular control than traditional campaign structures. Although Google has expanded brand exclusions, negative keyword controls, placement exclusions, and content suitability settings, Google's data-driven attribution is useful for assigning conversion credit across Google interactions, but it remains an attribution model. It should not be treated as proof, that every credited conversion was caused by advertising. Google itself distinguishes standard attributed conversions from incremental conversions measured through conversion lift. Best use. Choose Google's native system when most spend is on Google. You have sufficient conversion volume, your conversion values are reliable, you can run experiments before expanding automation, and you need the lowest possible bid decision latency. Use a separate cross-channel agent if the key question is Google versus Meta versus Amazon, rather than which Google auction should receive the next bid. Sky with Celeste AI. Sky is one of the strongest enterprise options for cross-channel media decisioning. Its platform connects search, paid social, retail media, and commerce data, while Celeste AI provides natural language analysis and recommendations. Sky says it connects with more than 300 publishers and retail media networks, including Amazon Ads, Walmart Connect, Criteo, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and TikTok. Why it ranks highly. Sky is particularly strong in cross-channel budget planning, portfolio-level forecasting, budget reallocation, retail media and commerce analysis, search term analysis, incrementality testing, new-to-brand and profit-oriented measurement, agent-assisted investigation and recommendation. Budget Navigator regenerates forecasts daily and applies bid and budget directions to help align portfolios with planned spend and key performance indicators. That makes Sky well-suited to monthly and quarterly budget management, though it is not the same as auction-time bidding. Sky's newer agent-native positioning places greater emphasis on connecting measurement, planning, optimization, and execution. Its public product materials describe measurement across incremental revenue, sales, profit, new-to-brand customers, and lifetime value. Measurement strength. Sky offers incrementality testing and describes causal measurement as a way to distinguish additional conversions from conversions that would have occurred without advertising. Its higher pricing tiers explicitly include incrementality testing. The important procurement question is whether a buyer receives actual randomized or matched market experiments, a modeled incrementality estimate, a measurement dashboard, or only recommendations informed by a previous experiment. Those are different levels of causal reliability. Limitations. Sky is strongest as a cross-channel media operating layer, not necessarily as the best creative testing laboratory. Creative performance can be analyzed, but brands that need high-volume video production, modular templates, and creative fatigue prediction may prefer Smartly. Budget Navigator's publicly documented budget recalculation is daily. Under a sudden spend spike, an advertiser may therefore need a combination of native platform controls, automated alerts, and emergency budget rules rather than relying solely on a daily cross-channel forecast. Best use. Sky is a strong fit for large agencies, global advertisers, retail media portfolios, brands managing several advertising networks, organizations that want incrementality connected to budget decisions, teams that need governed agent recommendations rather than an uncontrolled autonomous system. Smartly is the strongest choice in this list for teams that combine paid social buying, creative production, dynamic creative optimization, and media intelligence. Its documented channel coverage includes Google Ads, Meta, Pinterest, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Spotify, and multiple programmatic platforms. Why it stands out. Smartly brings together campaign planning, paid social buying, dynamic creative optimization, creative templates, automated variant production, creative approvals, budget and bid optimization, creative fatigue prediction, and cross-channel reporting. Its creative tools can use templates and connected data sources to produce large numbers of asset variations across placements and markets. It also provides a central location for briefs, feedback, assets, and approvals. Incrementality development. Smartly's acquisition of INCRM and TAL adds a more direct incrementality layer. The product is positioned as an always-on system that provides continuous causal signals across channels without relying exclusively on user-level tracking. Smartly says this capability complements, rather than replaces, marketing mix modeling and attribution. That is strategically important. The market is moving towards systems that do not merely report measurement after a campaign ends, but bring causal signals closer to budget and creative decisions. Governance. Smartly has strong workflow governance around creative and platform operations. Its security documentation also states that code and configuration changes require peer review and approval, although this should not be confused with a buyer configurable approval queue for every bid or budget change. Limitations. Smartly is not the best fit for a search-only advertiser that needs granular keyword-level bidding across Google and Microsoft. Its advantage is the connection between creative and media, especially when hundreds or thousands of creative variants must be produced, approved, delivered, and evaluated. Best use. Choose smartly for meta-heavy acquisition, creative-intensive consumer brands, retail and fashion advertisers, teams with frequent asset refreshes, and organizations that want creative testing and media optimization in one workflow. Search Ads 360. Search Ads 360 is best understood as an enterprise search management and optimization system rather than a general-purpose social advertising agent. It can manage portfolios across Google Ads, Microsoft Advertising, Yahoo Japan Ads, and Baidu, with budget bid strategies designed to optimize spend across campaigns. Strengths. Search Ads 360 provides portfolio bidding across multiple search engines, budget bid strategies, plan-level spend allocation, conversion and offline conversion optimization, data-driven attribution, campaign and account change history, performance forecasting, auction time bidding for supported Google campaigns, intraday bidding for other supported workflows. Its documentation states that auction time bidding operates at the auction, while intraday bidding changes bids every 6 hours. Budget bid strategies generally require at least 3 weeks of historical data before they can optimize budgets and bids effectively. Governance advantage. Search Ads 360 has one of the clearest change history systems in the market. The log identifies whether changes came from a user, account synchronization, or a system such as bid optimization. It includes timestamps, change types, affected entities, and the tool responsible. This is valuable when performance changes suddenly and the team needs to answer: who changed the budget? Did the bid strategy change the target? Was the change pushed to the advertising engine? Which campaigns were affected? Can the change be undone? Limitations. Search Ads 360 is not designed to be a full-paid social creative testing environment. Its attribution is more sophisticated than last-click attribution, but data-driven attribution is still not the same as a controlled incrementality study. It is also important to note that Search Ads 360's campaign groups do not cover social engine campaigns in the same way they cover supported search engines. Cross-channel social budgeting therefore requires additional tools or separate planning layers. Meta Advantage Plus. Meta Advantage Plus is one of the strongest native agents for social advertising because it combines audience delivery, campaign budget allocation, and creative variation inside the same advertising system. Advantage Plus campaign budget automatically reallocates spend across ad sets according to current opportunities. Meta reports an average cost per acquisition decrease of 4.6% for this feature, but this is a Meta-reported average rather than an independent benchmark. Creative Advantage. Advantage Plus Creative can generate and adapt image, video, audio, text, and placement variations. Meta describes the system as personalizing creative variations for individual viewers based on predicted response. This makes Meta particularly powerful for broad prospecting, high-volume creative variation, short conversion cycles, product catalog advertising, campaigns with large amounts of event data. Data connectivity. Conversions API can connect website, application, offline, customer relationship management, store, messaging, and phone events to Meta's optimization and measurement systems. This can improve event connectivity and allow optimization toward later customer journey actions rather than only immediate website conversions. Measurement and brand safety. Meta offers lift and measurement solutions, but its strongest measurement is still inside the Meta ecosystem. It should not be treated as a neutral cross-channel measurement authority. Meta also provides block lists, inventory filters, publisher delivery reports, and publisher review for audience network placements. Activity history records changes to budgets, bids, targeting, schedules, campaigns, and ads, including changes made by automated rules. That is useful for auditing, although native activity history is not the same as a formal approval queue. Best use. Meta Advantage Plus is a strong choice when the account has reliable first-party event data, high creative volume, enough conversions for rapid learning, a willingness to accept less granular audience and placement control, a need for fast delivery optimization inside Meta. Adobe Advertising. Adobe Advertising combines search, social, and demand-side platform capabilities. Its demand-side platform is particularly strong for budget pacing, real-time bidding, frequency controls, inventory quality, and brand suitability. The platform optimizes at 2 levels. It allocates budget, across placements based on performance against the selected key performance indicator. It calculates an economic value for each auction and uses that value to determine the bid. Strengths: Adobe Advertising is particularly useful for enterprise media buying, programmatic campaigns, custom objectives, Adobe Analytics integration, package-level pacing, frequency management, third-party verification, block site management, fraud, and inventory controls. Advertisers can create custom objectives containing weighted goal and assist metrics. Adobe documents goals such as revenue, leads, and sales, while allowing upper funnel events to contribute to model learning. Brand safety: Adobe is one of the strongest products in this comparison for brand safety. It supports global, account-level, and advertiser-level block site lists, contextual controls, category exclusions, and integrations with providers such as Double Verify, Integral Ad Science, ComScore, and Peer39. Measurement limitation: Adobe's default search, social, and commerce tracking can credit a transaction to the final ad click or final ad impression, unless another configuration is used. That means buyers must inspect the attribution setup carefully, instead of assuming that an Adobe-managed campaign is automatically using multi-touch or pausal measurement. Best use: Adobe Advertising is a good fit for large organizations already using Adobe Analytics, brands with serious inventory quality requirements, demand-side platform buyers, advertisers needing custom-weighted objectives, teams that want central brand safety controls across programmatic buying. Optimizer: Optimizer is the strongest option for teams that want automation with visible human control. It supports Google Ads, Microsoft Advertising, Amazon Ads, Meta, LinkedIn, and Yahoo Japan, and it can use external business data supplied through spreadsheets or other data sources. Strengths: Optimizer provides rule-based bidding and budget automation, budget pacing and spend projection, external data rules, statistical advertisement testing, landing page testing, search term and account audits, natural language assistance through Sidekick, pre-application suggestions, automation schedules, optimization history, post-optimization reporting. Its machine learning tools include budget reallocation based on return on advertising spend, conversions, conversion value, clicks, or cost per acquisition. Users can also define budget change limits and lock recently changed budgets. Governance advantage: Optimizer has unusually clear operational governance for an independent optimization tool. Optimization history records who made a change, when it was made, what was changed, whether it succeeded, and the associated details. Rule Engine can preview proposed changes before they are applied. Latency limitation: Optimizer is not an auction-time bidder. Its automation schedules operate within defined time windows, and its budget automation commonly makes changes on a daily cycle. A 7-day lock can also prevent repeated budget changes immediately after a modification. This slower cadence can be a benefit rather than a weakness when conversion data is noisy. It reduces the chance that a system will respond to one abnormal day by repeatedly changing a campaign. Best use: Optimizer is best for agencies managing many accounts, in-house teams that need transparent rules, advertisers with custom business data, organizations that require approval before changes, teams worried about uncontrolled automation. PackView: PackView is the strongest specialist in this comparison for retail media and commerce-aware optimization. It connects advertising decisions with inventory, pricing, margin, buy box ownership, product availability, and retail performance. PackView says its real-time automation can manage bids, budgets, pacing, dayparting, keyword harvesting, campaign activation, and campaign pausing across more than 100 retail media networks. Why commerce signals matter: A traditional bid system may increase spending on a product because its recent return on advertising spend looks attractive. A commerce-aware system can ask additional questions. Is the product in stock? Has the brand lost the buy box? Is the product profitable after fees? Is the price competitive? Is the product available in the target geography? Is inventory likely to run out during a promotion? PackView specifically describes protections that pause or reduce spending on out-of-stock, low-margin, or buy-box lost products. Governance: PackView explicitly emphasizes approvals, guardrails, and full change transparency. This is a major advantage for retail organizations where an automated bid change can conflict with inventory, pricing, or merchandising decisions. Measurement limitation: PackView is strong in closed-loop commerce reporting and retail outcomes, but buyers should ask exactly how incremental return on advertising spend is estimated. A reported incremental result may come from a controlled test, a modeled adjustment, or an attribution framework. The product documentation reviewed does not provide a universally standardized geo-experiment methodology. Best use. PackView is a strong choice for Amazon and Walmart advertisers, consumer packaged goods companies, retailers with product and inventory feeds, brands optimizing toward margin or new-to-brand sales, organizations that need approval-controlled retail media automation. Amazon Ads, sponsored ads, and Amazon Marketing Stream. Amazon Ads is the strongest native choice for Amazon advertising because it has direct access to shopping intent, product availability, placements, and conversion data. Sponsored Products supports automated targeting, dynamic bids, placement adjustments, budgets, and product-level reporting. Amazon's rule-based bidding can adjust bids for each ad opportunity based on the likelihood of a sale. Latency advantage. Amazon Marketing Stream provides hourly campaign metrics and campaign change information through the Amazon Ads application programming interface. This allows advanced applications to react to budget consumption and hourly performance patterns. However, Amazon's native budgeting has an important weakness under a spend spike. Sponsored products budgets are not necessarily paced evenly throughout the day. A small budget can be consumed quickly when demand is high. This means Amazon can have very fast bid decisions, very fast hourly feedback, weak protection against rapid budget exhaustion. Attribution. Amazon Marketing Cloud supports configurable attribution analyses, including first touch, last touch, equal weight, and position-based models, with look-back windows of up to 28 days in the documented capability. These are attribution models, not automatically causal incrementality studies. Creative and brand safety. Amazon supports product, image, and video formats, but its native creative experimentation is less mature than Meta Advantage Plus or Smartly's dynamic creative environment. Ads are subject to Amazon's review and advertising policies, and Amazon restricts third-party ad serving and measurement to approved providers for certain products and placements. Best use. Use Amazon's native agent when Amazon is the primary sales channel. Product availability and buy box status are central. The account has enough conversion volume. Hourly optimization matters. You can add an external pacing layer to prevent rapid budget exhaustion. Marin 1. Marin 1 remains a relevant option for mature advertisers that want cross-channel budgeting, full funnel bidding, unified reporting, external signals, and rule-based workflows. Marin 1's brand materials describe budget allocation across channels through autopilot, revenue-oriented bidding, unified reporting, external signals, automated alerts, and advanced rules. Strengths. Marin 1 can be useful for portfolio budget allocation, revenue-based bidding, multi-engine reporting, external business signals, automated alerts, large campaign structures, teams moving away from manual bid management. Creative testing caveat. Creative testing is documented in Marin Search, but the support documentation states that creative testing settings do not currently exist in Marin 1 itself. That distinction matters. A buyer should not assume that a cross-channel budgeting product contains a fully integrated creative experimentation system. Measurement limitation. The reviewed documentation does not clearly establish Marin 1 as a native geo-experiment or causal incrementality platform. Buyers should plan to connect an independent experimentation solution or use platform-native lift studies where available. Quartile. Quartile is a strong e-commerce-focused agent spanning Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Walmart, Instacart, Facebook, and other advertising channels. It emphasizes product-level campaign structures, real-time data, dynamic bidding, placement adjustments, and dedicated expert support. Strengths. Quartile is attractive for e-commerce brands, marketplace sellers, product-level optimization, Amazon and Google coordination, brands needing managed service support, hourly or multiple times per day, Amazon optimization. Quartile documents hourly bidding optimization using Amazon Marketing Stream data and describes adjustments to bids, budgets, and placements based on intraday purchase signals. Performance claims. Quartile reports a 41% average increase in return on advertising spend across customers, while its case studies report improvements such as higher sales and return on advertising spend. These figures are vendor-reported and should not be compared directly with Meta's average cost per acquisition claim, or PackView's reported return on advertising spend lift. Limitations quartile is stronger in campaign and product optimization than in independent causal measurement, standardized geo-experiments, statistical creative testing, cross-channel approval queues, transparent model documentation. Its Versa product gives brands custom rules and greater control over budgets, campaign structures, branded terms, and non-branded terms. That helps reduce black box risk, but it also creates the possibility of conflicting rules if governance is weak. Microsoft Advertising Automated Bidding. Microsoft Advertising provides native automated bidding toward clicks, conversions, target cost per acquisition, target return on advertising spend, completed views, and cost per thousand impressions. Its documentation describes real-time, data-driven, auction-level optimization. Strengths. Microsoft Advertising is useful for Microsoft Search, shopping campaigns, audience campaigns, businesses with significant older or higher income search audiences, advertisers seeking a second search engine, campaigns that can reuse conversion data and structures from Google. Limitations. Microsoft's native system is narrower than the cross-channel platforms in this list. It does not provide the same combination of cross-platform budget allocation, creative production, multi-retailer commerce signals, independent incrementality measurement, enterprise approval workflows. Microsoft is often best used either directly for a focused portfolio or as one publisher inside Search Ads 360, Sky, Optimizer, Marin One, or another management layer. Benchmarking return on advertising spend, cost per acquisition, and lift. Do not compare vendor case studies as if they were controlled benchmarks. Public performance claims vary widely. Meta reports an average 4.6% cost per acquisition decrease from Advantage Plus campaign budget. PackView promotes more than 10% return on advertising spend lift, more than 25% sales growth, and 92% time savings. Quartile reports a 41% average return on advertising spend increase. Smartly Customer Material reports 124% more incremental orders for a Deliveroo example. Optimizer customer examples report faster advertisement testing and bid management, but these are productivity outcomes rather than neutral performance benchmarks. Amazon reports a 9% average click-through rate increase for sponsored products campaigns using video, compared with campaigns without video in its cited internal data. These numbers are not directly comparable because they may differ in baseline performance, account size, industry, conversion lag, attribution window, new versus existing customers, brand versus non-brand traffic, test duration, seasonality, whether the control group was randomized, recommended benchmark design. A serious evaluation should measure 3 layers separately: attributed efficiency, track, attributed return on advertising spend, attributed cost per acquisition, click-through rate, conversion rate, average order value, spend, revenue, new customer rate. These metrics are useful for monitoring and diagnosing campaigns, but they are not sufficient for budget reallocation. Incremental efficiency. Use a treatment group and a control group to calculate incremental conversions, relative lift, incremental cost per acquisition, incremental return on advertising spend, incremental revenue, confidence or credible intervals. Google defines incremental return on advertising spend as incremental conversion value divided by incremental cost. Its geo-based conversion lift system compares comparable geographic regions that receive advertising with regions that do not. For campaigns with longer conversion cycles, the experiment should run long enough to capture delayed conversions. Google recommends using study power analysis and generally recommends more than 14 days for many studies, especially when conversion lag is long. Operational efficiency. Measure time from signal arrival to recommendation, time from recommendation to approval, time from approval to platform execution, time from execution to live serving, median and 95th percentile latency, number of changes per day, number of failed changes, number of rollbacks, number of budget overshoots, percentage of changes requiring human review. A platform can produce a strong return on advertising spend while still being operationally dangerous if it takes too long to stop an overspending campaign or if nobody can explain why a bid changed. Stress testing optimization latency under spend spikes. A useful test should include at least 4 controlled scenarios. Scenario A, sudden demand increase. Increase available spend or traffic by 2 times while keeping the conversion rate stable. Measure whether the agent increases budgets too aggressively, chases expensive inventory, preserves return on advertising spend targets, Allocates money to campaigns with enough capacity, maintains brand safety controls. Scenario B, conversion rate collapse. Reduce conversion rate by 30 to 50% while click volume remains stable. Measure whether the agent detects the change, waits for enough data, recognizes conversion delay, reduces bids gradually, avoids pausing too many campaigns at once. Scenario C, cost inflation. Increase cost per click or cost per 1,000 impressions by 20 to 30%. Measure time to detect margin deterioration, time to reduce bids, whether the system reallocates budget, whether it maintains reach at an acceptable cost, whether it overreacts to one day of volatility. Scenario D, commerce failure. Mark a product out of stock, remove buy box ownership, or reduce margin. This is especially important for Amazon, Walmart, and other retail media platforms. Commerce-focused agents such as PackView and Quartile have a meaningful advantage when inventory, pricing, and product availability are connected directly to optimization. The risk of overfitting to noisy signals. Automation does not eliminate statistical risk. It can make bad decisions faster. Common overfitting patterns. Chasing short-term return on advertising spend. A campaign may appear highly efficient because it captured branded demand or converted customers who are already likely to purchase. Increasing its budget can then reduce overall incremental efficiency. Killing new creative too early. A new creative variant may have low initial performance because it has received fewer impressions or has been shown to a different audience mix. Pausing it before it reaches sufficient sample size can eliminate potentially valuable creative. Reacting to conversion lag. A campaign may generate clicks today and conversions several days later. Google advises advertisers to allow at least one conversion cycle before evaluating major smart bidding changes. Layering competing automation. A native platform, independent agent, spreadsheet rule, and human operator may all change the same budget. This creates feedback loops that are difficult to attribute and can produce unstable performance. Optimizing toward a biased outcome, a system can achieve a target cost per acquisition by reducing spend, shifting toward branded traffic, or favoring easy-to-convert audiences. That may improve reported efficiency while reducing total incremental growth. Controls that reduce overfitting. A safer agent should support minimum impression and conversion thresholds, conversion delay windows, hierarchical or pooled learning across similar campaigns, Bayesian shrinkage toward portfolio averages, maximum daily bid and budget changes, cooldown periods after major changes, exploration budgets for new campaigns and creative, randomized holdouts, independent geo-experiments, confidence or credible intervals, change frequency limits, automatic rollback, explicit separation of branded and non-branded demand, inventory and margin constraints, human approval for high-risk actions. Optimizer's budget tools include change limits and a default 7-day lock after a budget change, while Google emphasizes waiting through conversion cycles and using experiments before applying major changes. These are useful examples of controls that slow the system down when the data is not yet reliable. Governance, approval queues, change logs, and rollback, best approval and change history options. Optimizer is especially strong for previewing and auditing proposed changes. Its history records the user, timestamp, change type, outcome, and details. Search Ads 360 provides detailed change history, including system-generated bid changes, timestamps, tools, affected entities, and rollback for many changes. PackView emphasizes approvals, guardrails, and full change transparency across retail media operations. Smartly provides centralized creative workflows and approvals, though buyers should distinguish creative approval from bid and budget approval. Meta provides activity history for budgets, bids, targeting, campaigns, and automated rules, but its native documentation does not describe a general-purpose approval queue for every optimization action. Procurement questions to ask every vendor. Before enabling autonomous changes, ask, can every action be placed into an approval queue? Can approvals differ by percentage change, campaign type, or market? Is the change log immutable? Does the log show the input data and model recommendation? Can the system explain why it changed a bid or budget? Can you roll back one action without undoing unrelated changes? Can you pause the agent immediately? Are automated rules versioned? Can two automations conflict? Are failed platform changes retried automatically? Are rejected creative assets logged with the policy reason? Can the system distinguish a recommendation from an executed action? Which agent should you choose? Choose Google Ads Smart Bidding when Google is your primary advertising ecosystem. You need the lowest auction time latency. You have reliable conversion value data. You want native experiments and conversion lift. Cross-channel budget allocation is not your main requirement. Choose Meta Advantage Plus when paid social is central to growth. You can produce many creative variations. You have strong conversions API and first-party event coverage. You accept less granular audience control in exchange for delivery automation. Choose Sky when you manage substantial search, social, commerce, or retail media spend. You need cross-channel budget planning. You want incrementality connected to investment decisions. Enterprise governance and publisher coverage justify the cost. Choose smartly when creative production is as important as media buying. You need dynamic creative optimization at scale. Your team operates across Meta, TikTok, Pinterest, Google, and programmatic channels. You want continuous incrementality signals brought closer to execution. Choose Search Ads 360 when you operate large search portfolios across multiple engines. You need mature budget planning and change history. Search rather than social creative is the primary optimization problem. Choose Adobe Advertising when you already use Adobe Analytics. Demand-side platform buying and brand safety are critical. You need custom objectives, pacing, frequency controls, and third-party verification. Choose Optimizer when you want automation without surrendering control. Your team needs approval queues, rules, logs, and rollback. You have external customer relationship management or profitability data. You want statistical creative testing without buying a full enterprise media operating system. Choose PackView when retail media is central. Inventory margin, price, buy box, and product availability should influence bidding. You need governance across multiple retail media networks. Choose Amazon Ads or Quartile when Amazon is the main sales channel. Product-level optimization and hourly signals matter. You want direct marketplace data. You can protect against rapid budget exhaustion. Choose Marin One or Microsoft Advertising when you need mature search management at a lower level of complexity. Microsoft Advertising is strategically important. You already have measurement and creative testing systems elsewhere. The market gap, a better agent entrepreneur should build. The largest gap is not another dashboard or another generative artificial intelligence assistant. The market needs an independent causal decisioning agent that connects measurement, bidding, budgeting, creative testing, and governance without allowing any one advertising platform to define success by itself. A unified event and commerce layer connect. Google Ads, Meta, Microsoft Advertising, Amazon Ads, Walmart Connect, TikTok, customer relationship management systems, web analytics, point-of-sale systems, inventory, product margin, promotional calendars, call center and offline sales. A causal measurement engine. The product should combine geo experiments, user holdouts where privacy rules permit, Bayesian state space modeling, marketing mix modeling, incrementality calibration, attribution for journey diagnosis, conversion delay modeling, new customer and repeat customer separation. The system should never allow attributed return on advertising spend to silently replace incremental return on advertising spend. A guarded optimization engine. The agent should optimize bids and budgets subject to profit floors, inventory constraints, brand safety rules, customer acquisition targets, new customer requirements, frequency caps, maximum budget movement, minimum data thresholds, exploration budgets, campaign cooldown periods, a real approval queue. Every proposed change should include campaign and publisher, current value, proposed value, percentage change, reason, input signals, confidence level, expected impact, potential downside, whether the change is reversible, required approver, an immutable change log. The log should record who approved the change, which model generated it, which data version was used, when it was sent to the platform, when the platform accepted it, when the change became active, what happened afterward, whether it was rolled back. A spend spike simulator. Before activation, the buyer should be able to simulate a 2x spend increase, a 50% conversion rate decline, a 30% cost increase, a product going out of stock, a tracking outage, a conversion data delay, a sudden competitor bid increase. The system should report expected budget overshoot, return on advertising spend deterioration, response latency, and rollback behavior. A creative testing system that does not overfit. Creative testing should use pre-registered hypotheses, minimum sample sizes, hierarchical learning across related variants, holdout groups, fatigue detection, brand and legal approval, incremental lift measurement, separation of click-through optimization from profit optimization. That product would occupy the space between a native advertising platform, a cross-channel management system, an experimentation platform, and a governance layer. It would be more difficult to build than a reporting dashboard, but it would solve a problem that most current products only partially address: how to make fast decisions without confusing correlation, platform credit, or short-term noise with true business growth. Conclusion: the best pay-per-click optimization agents are becoming specialized rather than interchangeable. Google Ads leads in native search bidding, experiments, and conversion lift. Meta Advantage Plus leads in social delivery and creative variation. Sky leads in enterprise cross-channel media decisioning. Smartly leads in the connection between creative production and paid media. Search Ads 360 leads in multi-engine search governance. Adobe Advertising leads in demand-side platform pacing and brand safety. Optimizer leads in transparent, human-controlled automation. PackView leads in retail media and commerce-aware optimization. Amazon Ads leads in marketplace native speed and shopping intent data. Marin One, Quartile, and Microsoft Advertising remain useful for specific search, e-commerce, and managed automation scenarios. For most advertisers, the winning architecture will not be one autonomous agent. It will be a combination of native auction optimization, independent causal measurement, controlled creative experiments, and strict governance. The agent that can prove incremental growth while explaining every important change will ultimately be more valuable than the agent that merely reports the highest attributed return on advertising spend. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at aiagentstore.ai/agentic AI and workflow automation. Thanks for listening. And thanks for rating the show. Visit aiagentstore.ai to discover agents, tools, and setup files that help you work faster and automate more. You'll also find Claw Earn, our job marketplace where AI agents and humans can both work and create tasks, plus marketing solutions for AI product founders. Explore it all at aiagentstore.ai.